Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. Sam the electrician here, talking about Western independence and Alberta separation. I wanted to share with you guys an interesting article I read today in the mainstream media. It's a idea floated by a female from Vancouver who has proposed the idea, which is actually not a new idea, but she's bringing it back up to sort of move the Overton window on this and start people talking about this to what I think is an absolute insane idea to hand the government a bunch of tyrannical power over people. She somehow naively does not see it this way. Anyway, the idea is to have a carbon allowance for each person and a card being assigned to you, and everything you buy or do will take your carbon points off of the card until you run out. And then you'll be forced to pay more money to purchase more of these carbon credits to continue living your life. This is absolutely one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard. And she's couched it all in this hopeful terms that we're all on the same page and we all want to do something about climate change and all this. And it's like, no, we don't. No, we don't. There are tons of us still that believe just because the mainstream media and Twitter says that everyone's on board with this doesn't make it true by any means. There are millions of people who don't believe in this garbage and don't fall for it and don't believe that you can change the weather by wealth redistribution. It's the most spurious idea that's probably ever been, floated and rammed down the public's throat for so many years. It's probably the greatest propaganda feat in history that they've got all these people fooled about it. Anyway, back to the article. I don't have my notes with me. I forgot them, but some of the stuff she was saying is like, it's just like it's our World War II, and people didn't mind the rationing in World War II. Well, I will tell you this. I am an avid amateur military historian, and I can tell you that there was no length that people would not go to during World War II to get around the rationing system, especially for gasoline, interestingly enough. But sugar and meat also. People would forge cards. There was a black market for forged cards. There was theft. There was black market everywhere. The butchers were on the take for money, and they would put away an extra sausage for their favorite customers, this and that. There was no end to the ingenuity people used to get around that system. It was not well liked. It was not. It was seen as a necessary evil to defeat the enemies of the state at the time and to win World War II. And it was ended as soon as possible in every country that could. I know Britain had to carry on with it for a while just out of necessity because of the import problem with the shipping and all that stuff that comes with being an island. But trust me, it was not a well-liked program at all. People were voluntarily okay with it because of the two reasons. The black market existed, people found ways to get around it, and there was sort of a full belief in the common good at that point. And then what she doesn't mention, of course, is what if you refuse to pay more for the carbon credits? There has to be a negative side to these programs, so you're just not allowed to purchase anything anymore. So the government is now coercing private businesses to refuse sales to you because you don't have the right ration amount left on your card. That's just tyrannical dictatorship. And private businesses, I don't think, are going to put up with that either. And luckily, in the article, they presented the other side too. And some more realistic type person was saying that's not going to fly, even with most Canadians, even the Canadians that have fully swallowed the Kool-Aid on this climate hysteria crap. They're not going to, put up with that sort of imposition of power over them. And I can guarantee you that us in Alberta, that's almost asking for open revolution at that point. Telling me that I can't buy the stuff that I need to feed my family and take care of my family, even though I've earned the money on the free market to pay for it, because of some made-up crisis that you all believe in down east. Good luck with that. That's all I can say. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a proposal in the government or anything, but just to show that people are thinking along these insane lines. Let's just hand over every aspect of our life to the government and let them control every single thing that we do in the name of this carbon thing is just, I mean, how much more is it gonna, how further is this gonna go before people wake up and give their heads a shake and start getting on a realistic path back to like normalcy and sanity? So anyway, just another reason why Alberta and the West and Saskatchewan, BC, Manitoba, all the other people that want to come out with us, let's go. Let's get this thing done and get away from this groupthink insanity that is causing people. Another article I saw today, this stuff's causing people mental health problems. There's support groups for climate anxiety. And there's a whole article about how some little girl came home freaking out and telling her mom she doesn't want to die, and that kids were screaming during this presentation with Saint Greta lecturing them that we're all going to die, and all the kids are now freaking out and have anxiety about all this. And psychologists are studying the deep sadness of clinical climate depression or something that all this propaganda is causing these people. Because deep down people know you can't solve this problem that they're saying exists, especially not with taxation and wealth redistribution. So people are getting upset about it, and if they just realized that they were being lied to for the sake of political change, they might feel a little better. But the Kool-Aid's been drunk, and for those of us in the West who haven't drank it, we've got to lead the way and step by step move together towards freedom. Take it easy.